So for some of you guys that might just now be kind of getting into my channel and what I do, I'm going to give you all a quick little span of some of the radios that I build and collect, and the radios that are some of my favorites as far as just, the whole lifetime of being in the hobby. Some of the radios that I think and personally believe, this is a personal opinion. Remember, there's a lot of opinions in this hobby. I'm going to show you all what I feel is the top three best sideband transmitters ever made. Uh, Here's one. This will be a LCMS 4 by Sideband Builders Incorporated, or SBE Sideband Engineers. These guys are specifically one of the best ever building a sideband transmitter. SBE holds builds extremely high quality stuff. And this LCMS4 by Land Command, LCMS4 by SBE is no exception. Incredible receiver quality, incredible processing, speech processing. Uh, this is a 1977 transmitter. Um, I collect a lot of 77 model transmitters because 1977, 78, 79 were 3 years that sideband production, the radios they made back then were just incredible. They're just not the same as today. Components, the big filter networks, the big uh, bass oscillator networks, everything in them were just incredible. So this is the LCMS 4 Land Command sideband model by SBE. We're going to move right on to another transmitter that everybody knows so well. This is the square-faced Uniden Grant. The square-faced Uniden Grant, obviously, everybody knows, 70s, late 70s radios. Outstanding audio and receive quality. Just great radios. These radios are known for having extreme frequency stability. Uh, you align these radios one time and they just stay there. They're an incredible transmitter. Uh, Now we're going to start moving on to some really fancy stuff. So now you're looking at the President Adams. The President Adams, the 1977 model. They made these models in 2 years, 77 and 78. And there's only so many of these made, guys. They make a few different versions of the President radio, several different versions of the sideband radio made by President. You guys know there's so many out there. One being what I just showed you, the Grant. But this is probably the best sideband transmitter ever manufactured, in my opinion. Uses the 858, the D858 chip. The best of the best of the best. Uses a inch and an eighth 455 crystal, just massive crystal filter. I have this one's got a lot done to it, but with that being said, it is done properly. It's clean. It's not hacked. There's not holes drilled into it. The DigiScan install is done absolutely textbook. I mean, DigiScan's mounted. It's hard mounted. Every single function on the transmitter works as it did the day it was bought. Absolute perfect working scan function. Everything on it works as it should. Absolutely dead nuts on frequency, and it's just incredible receiver. Uh, Next, we got the Lincoln 2 Plus, which is a more modern version sideband transmitter. But this transmitter, to me, uh, with a good proper alignment, set up right, set on up on a right bench. These are, you want to talk about something that makes unique audio characteristics and audio quality. The President Lincoln 2 Plus, it makes audio and makes better quality audio on AM than about any transmitter I've ever messed with. Now, uh, with these misaligned, the ever so slightly a little bit, they ain't worth a shit. The radio has to be aligned and set up properly. These radios are real bad for having misalignment. Uh, Not so much when they come out of the box, but people, they get them home and they treat them like an old standard CB radio or something, and they try to get in there and manipulate stuff. You can't manipulate. This is a surface mount component. Uses MOSFET, field effect devices, field effect transistors for the final output sections of the radio. It's a modulated driven radio. So the final stage, the pre-driver and final stage of the radio is not drove with voltage. It's drove with, it's drove with voltage, but it's drove from the audio chain of the audio circuit versus, you know, the standard way that the RF chain works. This is a very basically the radio you can drive. The way I have mine set up is the radio is very dependent on how you set the audio drive. So if you want the radio to mild down, you roll the gain and the drive back. You can keep the carrier. The way I have this, it does not matter where the carrier is at. You put the carrier all the way down, you say hello. As soon as you say hello, it modulates full power from whatever carrier setting you put it. A lot of radios, if you turn them all the way down, they won't make top end. They'll be governed. This radio does not work like that. You run this thing all the way down, you modulate one word, it slams full power. You turn it all the way up, it dead keys 15, 16 watts, modulates full power when you say a word. You turn the variable power halfway, it's going to modulate full power when you talk. A lot of radios, you cut the variable power, and it's all about how the technician sets them up. It goes from radio to radio. But a lot of transmitters, you set the RF power way back, and the radio's not able to make top end because of the way the RF chain is set up. It's all about how the technician tunes them, how they're set up, and how the radio is designed to work. The Lincoln 2 Plus is an incredible radio. So is the Anytones. I'm an Anytone. I don't. The Anytone is a radio I'm going to be getting. I'm going to be getting me another one of them because they're just amazing. I love them. The 555 and the quad 6. You're not ever going to hear 5180 or 9-pound hammer ever talk bad about one of those. And the 955s, they're not too bad, guys. I mean, I don't like a striker. I do not like a striker. Main reason I don't like it is they're over admired. They're talked up and they're not all that, but they are a nice radio, and I'm not going to say anything bad about them. But they're just blown up like a Harley Davidson motorcycle. They're incredible. They're nice, but they're over exaggerated. That's what I feel. You take a Striker 955 and compare it to something like this. And I promise you from the bottoms of my heart that I would take 2 of these over 10. Listen to what I'm saying. I would take 2 of these over 10 955s. You can offer me 2 of these brand new in a box, or you can offer me 10 955s, and I would take the 2 of these in a New York second because I know what they are. Yeah, you're going to have tons more value of the 10 boxes of Striker 955s, but to have 2 of these brand new in the box, that would be so incredible because you just don't find these. You know, I probably have one. I know there's one other guy that has one that's in this good a condition. DX New York Radio Shop, DX Radio. He's got one that's not quite as nice as this. I mean, this is literally mint. Literally mint. Like I put all new hardware in it. The radio's mint. So understand what I mean when I say I would take 2 of these over 10 Striker 955s. These radios will talk circles around anything that's modern. Quality and receive. They just will, guys. And especially when you put them on a scope compared to this new crap, this new field effect, you know, the gate voltages and stuff and bias networks and stuff on this new crap. If it's not all right, man, it can really. Basically, what I'm saying is some of the new stuff right out of the box from the factory looks like shit on an oscilloscope. You know, and to me, that's just wrong. You get something out of the box that should be, the factory tune should be pretty, but it just ain't the case, man. I mean, I've seen lots of strikers right out of the box, and they look horrible. Sawtooth sine waves, box card. Not so much box card. Box card usually comes after somebody NPCing or, trying to force voltage to the output stage. But we're going to move on. We'll go do some AM stuff. So here's 9-pound hammer custom. This is my new model. I only built this radio and put this radio together because of all the people saying that the new Cobra 29s, are pieces of junk and don't sound good and yada yada yada. That's a bunch of BS. Here's a new 29 night watch that'll talk with anything out there. Incredible. It's all in how the radio's set up, man. How it's been built and set up. The whole entire output network of this radio has been modified, components, values changed. The radio has got so much stuff changed in it that I can't even begin to explain. It's variable everything, between the RF gain and the dimmer control, which you can say, obviously, the dimmer control's doing multiple different things. 2-position knob. It's variable RF power, obviously, variable carrier adjustment, and variable couple other things. But I'm not going to, it is what it is. Up here is another one of my hot rods. This is one of my stage. This is a Filipino, the good old side mic Filipinos, which is mainly what I build, what I try to get. If I'm going to build up something for a personal Cobra 29, I like the older models. Isolated boards, isolated ground. You guys know what I'm talking about. The real deal. That's a 160, 150 watt transmitter. You flip that red switch on, it drives an output stage. There's your 959 hot rod final, hot rod output stage, hot rod reg, the whole 9 yards. A beast. I call it the blowtorch. I run it in my pickup truck. That's what I run in the pickup truck most often. Oh, I meant to tell you, this radio's got variable everything, and then the big silver knob in the middle's channels. It's got upper and lowers. So, you know, I'll give you a demonstration. There's your low, there's center band, there's upper band. 20 below, 20 above, 20 center, or 40 center. Uh, that's the LCMS4. I forgot where I was at. I think that's about all to show in here. That's my 1300 series Midlands Internationals. You guys know what those are. Old school radio. Y'all be good. Thanks for watching my channel. Please subscribe. Say hello to me out there. When you're on the van, say hello, say hi, listen to that noise floor. Late at night, that's what your noise floor ought to look like. Input reflect off the carrier. Shouldn't move. SRS on the meter. No, always tell when a radio's not hacked. Anytime you see a meter slapping and swinging and slapping around on a Cobra 29, you know some dumbasses went in there and hacked it all up. Should have natural good meter movement.
1 2 1 1 1 1. Oh, test 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 test. Audio check 1 2. Good audio, pure clean. 1 2, crisp and mean. Take care from the Black Gold. Your 9-pound hammer transmitter. I'll see you. Bye bye bye.
Take care, guys.